Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today, as I finally found the perfect video to show exactly what it feels like to be an XRP holder. And much love and thank you to Rob Art for showing this.
5 seconds. Let's see. It's got a nice little movie.
Oh, the thumbs up. Hold up. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Hold up.
This area right here.
Ooh.
Huh. It's interesting.
Hold up. Wait.
Need a wick out and go. Simple.
Look out. Come on.
What's the exits?
Exit is like now.
Like now.
Yeah. 150. Equity.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know from the bottom of my heart that hit home to everyone in the XRP army. Ladies and gentlemen, holding XRP has been an absolute test of patience, strength, and perseverance. But we're finally going to get rewarded this next bull run. And I believe it's going to be more than we expect. Here, we have additional validation from Jim Kramer as he predicts that Bitcoin is about to go down big. And if we can count on anything from Jim Kramer, is that he's always wrong.
I just can't get on I can't be in something where Mr. Bitcoin is about to go down big.
Now, that doesn't mean I'm still not on Black Swan alert. That doesn't mean we still can't see a quick market pullback. And I've been preparing all of you for either scenario, but especially the Black Swan scenario we're experiencing now. And what I'm going to stress to every single one of you is this. Stay vigilant and pay attention. You know how to act and react in both scenarios. And I've prepared all of you savages to be the best regardless of what happens. Now guys, before we pivot our attention into the meat and potatoes for the day, we need to see and understand that US politicians in Congress are the people that like to live in the ivory tower. They think they're better than you. They get insider trading tips. And these are Congress people who own stock positions that directly benefit from war in the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, never forget it. These individuals don't care about you. And that's why I continue to stress that when they pitch the idea of a stock ban bill, it's not going to be for our best interest. It's not going to be to stop their own corruption. It's going to be to exit the market close to or at the peak. This is how the world works. And you'd be ignorant to not know that. Now, I'm going to continue to let all of you know and remind you that November this year is the most important month in regards to cross-border payments, in regards to ISO 20022, and in regards to XRP adoption. We saw how important March 2023 was for ISO. We saw FedNow go live. And now this November is going to be the moment that breaks the camel's back and sets us off into a full-blown adoption cycle. I promise you.
Is that EPay fits the tracker on behalf of the community. That brings a lot of value. First, the banks have less burden to make this happen. Second, we can do it easier and faster than they can do it because we have the latest information. And this proof of concept worked really well. In less than 2 minutes, we make these transactions happen, including the settlement. So what we have demonstrated that we are prepared, our systems are prepared, the banks at the other side of the world are prepared, and they are willing to make this happen. And starting on November 28th, Europe will have the rails open to this one leg out. So what we should do is deliver. We have the tools, we have the GPA tracker, we have the infrastructures here and there, we have the banks. Let's make it happen.
So
and not for the sake of it.
You didn't have to build anything to make this happen. You leveraged what already existed.
Yes. Okay. We need to add a few features, and it is done. So let's use it to make a difference, to have a real impact on people's life. Perhaps I come back to my heart in Latam, and a conversation that I had with some people in Honduras or El Salvador. They have more than 20% of the GDP coming from immigrants. So making this faster, cheaper, makes a real difference on these countries. Not only an increase on GDP, it's probably the difference between starving or...
Now, guys, I'm asking you all a very genuine question. Are you starting to get it? The profundity of the events that are taking place in real time in the banking sector cannot be ignored. The world is about to misbehave economically. And they are about to implement the new technology they've been trialing for about a decade to fix the problem. Let me make something else clear. We won't see the full-blown effects of what's happening right now until we get full-blown regulation. However, in this video from ISO 20022 Let's Do It, bankers say that they are excited for upcoming regulations that will create exponential growth in the world of digital currencies. I believe exponential growth will take place with XRP, CBDCs, and a plethora of other regulatory compliant digital assets that will happen down the road. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to believe me, because I've always been providing clips, especially over the last couple months, of this exact scenario. Everything I bring up on this channel has video or documented evidence. And there's going to be a moment where you guys all realize how right we've been.
We're at a very interesting time period in the financial journey around payments. And why do I say that? We're at the cusp of actually taking payments from becoming a commodity to actually a product that's going to be deeply entrenched with data, that's going to drive more value for commerce in the industry. So if I think about the challenges multinationals, many treasurers today have, is really, how do I get my payments faster, with less friction, and actually almost like doing a domestic instantaneous transaction, but how do I do that for cross-border payments? So as a bank, what we're doing is we're relentlessly working on actually creating that instantaneous cross-border payment. But the exciting part is that cross-border payment is actually going to be followed with a rich amount of data and content. And if we get that right, the next era and intelligence around payments is here to harness. And that unlocks quite a lot of exciting opportunities for us to really have true finality of settlement, to have information, richer compliance data. We can actually get to the level where we can do smart contracts much more efficiently. It is actually going to facilitate commerce much quicker. So as a bank, that's what we're working on. It's pretty exciting. We've seen a huge amount of developments. A year ago, there was a huge amount of activity around central bank digital currency pilots. Standard Chartered as a bank has dominated our pilots and we've been part of every single pilot out there. The next part for us now to solve as an industry and as a bank is to say, how do we take it from pilot to really transformative business models? And if we look at the technology available with distributed ledgers, that's the opportunity for us to go next. We're also pretty excited in terms of what regulations and regulators are doing to develop the industry and actually bring forward a standard around digital currencies. And you know, once that maturity has been reached, actually I think we're going to see exponential take-up and growth in the world around digital currencies.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys heard, they're going from pilots to actually implementing this in business models. And in the previous video, they talk about the very important use case of cheapening cross-border payments, how immigrants are playing an increasingly more important role in different economies, and they have to send money home, and that's important. You have to understand that these are Ripple and XRP use cases, terms, and language that they've used for years now. Banking the unbanked, cutting down the cost of settlements, making them faster. And we are at a critical point in human history, financial history, and banking history to where I believe they're about to have the exponential growth we've all been waiting for. We've had to suffer through the quicksand of the SEC case. But now, I think we're about to get way more than we originally expected. Here, we had a major announcement at Cybos as Switzerland will begin live transactions with a central bank digital currency at the end of year 2023. And as you see more and more countries also going live with trials, this should give you additional confidence to everything else I've been showing you, because it confirms that everything we're saying is correct.
Actually, two other points, but the last one is, as an FMI, we need central bank digital currency. So today, an FMI settles in central bank money for good reasons, to make sure that we reduce risks and counterparty risk and have a bankruptcy remote asset for settlement. And we don't have that today. So in our case, we're using tokenized Swiss franc and tokenized euro, which is things that we create based on cash that hits our account at the Swiss National Bank, and then we tokenize SDX. So there's an exposure to us. The good news there, in Switzerland at least, is that we will be starting with real life transactions in CBDC by the end of the year, meaning that the Swiss National Bank will be the entity deploying Swiss franc in tokenized form, so CBDC, on our infrastructure for settlement. So that's a barrier that is lifted. It's going to be a 6-month trial to start with, but it's promising, and I think other central banks are looking at that, and I think it's really important, at least for FMIs, to play. And the last one is mindset. I think this is such a paradigm shift that it's very difficult for most people in our industry to comprehend what I've just explained in my first response, the potential of that technology. Because we're so used to what we do today that we sometimes tend to not be open or able to look at what the potential could be in a very open-minded way. And I think that's also something that will be changed through education.
Now, with everything that I've shown you, you cannot ignore how close we are to everything going in our favor. Ladies and gentlemen, every single video from now on moving forward is a strategic breakdown of the inevitable. Too much evidence points towards the November time frame. And the more you get it through your head, the less time you're gonna waste. November 2023 is gonna be a magical time for the XRP army. And don't you ever forget it. And now guys, to cap off this video for today, I've told every single one of you to sign up to Rumble and follow me at the Aggressively Average Podcast, as I finally have episode 3 up. That episode I've been talking about, that I've been ready to post for the past couple days, as I've added and fact-checked a lot of the information I was going to put out. Ladies and gentlemen, if one thing is clear, is that the world is volatile, and there are going to be some of the most important videos I make on this platform that I can't post here on YouTube. And I genuinely hope every single one of you subscribes and enjoys what I put out there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.